Are you feeling the pinch in your wallet lately? Do you find yourself cringing at the rising prices of everyday essentials? How about thinking back to what things used to cost just a few years ago and asking yourself why everything is so darn expensive lately? Well, you're definitely not alone. Welcome back to the School Failed Us channel, where I aim to bridge the gap between our traditional education system and the real world. Please subscribe to this channel if you want to learn what our schools should have been teaching us all along. Today we're tackling a subject that affects us all: high inflation. We've been hearing a lot about inflation over the past few years, but what exactly does that mean to you? Before we dive in, let's first address a common misconception. Many people believe that inflation simply means prices are going up, end of story. However, there's more to it than meets the eye. Inflation goes beyond mere price hikes. It's like a stealthy force that slowly erodes the value of our hard-earned money, affecting not just your purchasing power but also your long-term financial well-being. In this video, we're going to dig deep and examine how high inflation hits close to home. We'll be shedding light on the personal impact it has on individuals like you and me, as we navigate the challenges of an inflationary world. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with a better understanding of what high inflation truly means and how it directly impacts you. So what the heck is high inflation anyway? Simply put, high inflation refers to a sustained and significant increase in the general price level of goods and services within an economy over a period of time. It's a phenomenon where prices rise rapidly, and the purchasing power of our money decreases. Now, you might be wondering, what causes high inflation? Well, there are several contributing factors at play. One major factor is an excess supply of money circulating within the economy. When there's an abundance of money in circulation, it can lead to an imbalance between the supply and demand for goods and services, driving prices upwards. This often happens when the government tries to stimulate the economy by printing more money. Another contributing factor to high inflation is the cost push effect. This occurs when the cost of production increases, such as higher wages or raw material prices, leading to higher prices for finished goods. For example, when the cost of oil rises, it can trigger an increase in transportation costs, affecting the prices of various goods, such as gas. Additionally, inflation can be fueled by demand pull factors. This happens when there is an increase in consumer spending, often due to a surge in economic growth, increased government spending, or expansionary monetary policies. As demand rises, businesses may raise their prices to capitalize on the increased consumer purchasing power, further driving up inflation. Now that we understand common causes, let's dig into one of the most tangible effects of high inflation: the significant increase in prices of goods and services. When inflation runs high, the cost of everyday items steadily rises, making it more challenging for individuals and families to meet their needs and maintain their desired standard of living. For instance, let's consider the price of groceries. Many of us have experienced the sticker shock at the supermarket, where the cost of essential food items has noticeably increased. The price of fresh produce, dairy products, and meat can skyrocket, putting a strain on our grocery budgets and forcing us to make difficult choices about what we can afford. How about ordering a pizza or going through the drive-thru at your favorite fast food restaurant lately? I personally cannot believe how expensive a single meal is nowadays. I know this makes me sound old, but I can't help but think how much cheaper these same items were just a few years ago. Not only are food prices impacted, but the cost of other everyday necessities also tends to climb. Utilities such as electricity, gas, and water can become more expensive, making it harder to keep up with monthly bills. So, as high inflation persists, this directly impacts your purchasing power. When prices rise significantly, the value of your money diminishes. In simpler terms, the money you have in your wallets or bank accounts can buy less than it could before. This impact also extends to your savings and retirement as well. The money you diligently set aside loses its ability to buy the same quantity of goods and services as before. Inflation essentially eats away at the value of your savings, making it essential to be proactive in protecting your hard-earned money. This is where considering inflation becomes crucial in investment decisions. When evaluating investment options, it's important to choose avenues that can provide returns that outpace or at least keep up with inflation. Simply leaving your savings in low interest-bearing accounts may not be sufficient to combat the eroding effects of inflation over time. By exploring investment opportunities like stocks, bonds, real estate, or inflation-protected securities, you can potentially grow your wealth and mitigate the impact of inflation on your savings. Furthermore, diversification plays a vital role in protecting your investments from inflationary risks. By spreading your investments across different asset classes, you reduce your exposure to any single investment's volatility and increase the chances of achieving long-term growth. Diversification can act as a shield against the eroding effects of inflation, as some asset classes have historically shown resilience in inflationary environments. Another impacted area of high inflation is your job security and overall income. High inflation puts additional pressure on business and employers. Rising prices and increased production costs can strain profit margins, leading some companies to downsize or cut back on expenses, including employee salaries. This can result in stagnant or reduced wages, making it challenging for individuals to keep up with the rising cost of living. Additionally, high inflation can impact employment opportunities. Inflationary periods often come with economic uncertainty, leading businesses to exercise caution in hiring new employees. Companies may delay expansion plans, freeze recruitment, or even implement layoffs as they navigate the challenges posed by rising costs and a volatile economic environment. This can create a more competitive job market, making it harder for individuals to secure stable employment. Even if you're able to maintain your job during high inflation, your income may not keep pace with the rising cost of living. For those fortunate enough to get an annual raise, it rarely keeps up with the rate of inflation. For example, if the current inflation rate is 6%, but your annual raise is only 3%, you're actually making less money than you were the year prior. So what else can you do during high inflationary periods? First and foremost, it's crucial to establish a solid budget and track your expenses diligently. Review your spending habits, identify areas where you can cut back or find cost-effective alternatives, and prioritize essential expenses. You can also seek additional income sources to offset the impact. Additionally, adjusting your lifestyle to adapt to the increased cost of living can help manage the impact of high inflation. Look for opportunities to save on expenses by embracing frugal habits, such as cooking at home, using public transportation, or seeking out affordable entertainment options. Focus on needs over wants and prioritize financial stability in your decision-making process. Lastly, it's important to stay informed about economic trends and financial news. Keep track of inflation rates, economic indicators, and any policy changes that may affect prices or your financial situation. This knowledge empowers you to make proactive decisions, adjust your strategies as needed, and stay ahead of potential challenges arising from high inflation. As we conclude this video, let's recap the main points we've covered regarding the personal impact of high inflation and coping strategies to navigate through these challenging times. We began by defining high inflation and discussing the contributing factors that drive prices upward. We explored how rising prices and the erosion of purchasing power can significantly impact our everyday lives. We also discussed the effects of high inflation on savings and investments along with job security and income, while providing strategies to overcome these obstacles. I hope this video has provided you with valuable insights into the personal implications of high inflation and strategies to navigate through its challenges. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to this channel for more informative videos that cover a variety of topics we never learned in school. I value your feedback, so please share your thoughts and suggestions in the comments section below. Let me know what future topics you would like to see covered, and I'll address them in upcoming videos.